on the topic of authenticity, of being your true self, of not giving two shits what anyone thinks. I think we've discussed making small choices, changes, going a different direction, eating different foods, trying different clothes on. We've talked about not being fearful of what people think of us. We've addressed certain issues about just how awesome we really are. I think one of the main fears we have that stops us from really addressing um, or truly being ourselves is this fear that we're not going to be accepted by others. And I personally have dealt with that a lot. And the way I would like to say that I've kind of rationalized that is it hurts a lot more for people to reject the false persona than the real persona. Because the false persona is kind of what you think everyone expects of you. And if you are portraying what you think everyone expects of you and they reject that, how the hell are they going to accept the flawed, quirky, odd version of yourself, which is not going to be everyone's cup of tea? So I think that's the big fear that holds us back. And my thoughts on that are I would rather be rejected for who I am than to be rejected for the false persona of who I think they want me to be. Because at the very least, I can tell that, hey, there's 7 billion plus people in the world. And perhaps if we, and then there's 7 billion people in the world. If there's 7 billion people in the world, then obviously some one of them is going to be a match for us. They're going to be in the same um, vein of us. There's someone out there who's going to like similar song to us or similar music or like the style of dress or things like that. So I have a better shot of finding true friends being myself than I would ever do being fake. Because I also believe that fake attracts fake. They're faking, you're faking, and you never really get to know the true people we are. And life is way too short to be spent acting, at least without getting paid to act, at least without making a sizable income from that, right? And some of us are making an income from it, right? We go to our jobs and we fake, and we go home and we fake, and we hang out with our friends and we fake. And like, hey, this may not be you. You may have everything all figured out. Not your video. Sorry, man. But for the rest of us who've reached a point in our lives where we start saying, I laughed at that joke, but was it really funny? I mean, I've been going to this game, concert thing for the last 5 years, but did I really? I mean, I'd rather stay home or I'd rather go fishing or whatever. Or you went fishing and it's boring as hell and you want to tell your friend how boring it is, but that's your friend, you've known him for years. That's the other thing. You have to give up people. You're going to have to reorganize your life and it's scary and it's terrifying because the devil right? But what about the angel you can meet? What about the joys and the peaks that you can arise to? So I guess this video is just going to be mostly about the fears that we have that hold us back. Because I can tell you to make the change, but if you have no desire to make that change, why would you make the change? And I'm telling you that no matter who you are, as long as it's not violent or like creepy and I say creepy, I mean in the sense where it's so outside of the norm that you can't expect someone to love the fact that you love dead bodies, like something like that, right? Keep it within the realm of reasonableness. I personally will accept you. I think people are interesting, and I like the quirky, the different, the odd. I think that it's interesting, it's fun, it's something that I like. So be as kooky as you want to be. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you that there's someone out there who's gonna like that. Many people, in fact. And there are people who are not going to tolerate it. They're going to be like, wow, I like how he's different. We're not my cup of tea, but I think I like how he behaves, right? And the act of being yourself is so infectious. It's such a refreshing change that people are going to accept you just for that. So anyway, I don't like the long videos, going to keep it very short. I would rather be rejected for me than to be rejected for someone, some stranger that I don't know. So I'm telling you right now that if you're thinking people are not going to accept you, the people that won't accept you are not your cup of tea, right? There are three types of people. There are those who are going to accept you because they love you and because they feel this connection with you, regardless of where you lead, as long as it's within the realm of reasonableness. There are those who are going to leave you at the drop of a hat because they were never cool with you to begin with. And there are those who are going to challenge the person you think you are to help you grow. Because we might say, hey, I'm just a loner and I like to sit in my house and I want to and they might be like, no, go out, have fun. And they might push you to go outside of your comfort zone. That's a good friend. Because just because you discover who you are doesn't mean that that's who you have to stay all the time. So anyway, hope you have a great day. I'm glad we got to spend a little time together. I'm going to keep doing videos, even though I'm getting a little bit of hate right now, but it is what it is. Someone told me my face needs to be changed. Hey, I was born with it. It is what it is. Love it or hate it. Have a good day, man.